Boys and girls, before we get to our writing today, I wanted to talk about ways that we can jazz up our writing and make it a little more interesting to read as we become first graders. So, we're going to use two types of words, and I want you to make sure that you are using those words in your writing today and then identifying them for Miss Bardell so I know that you know the difference between our two special words. So, our first words are our adjectives, usually called our describing words. These are the words we use to describe how something looks, smells, tastes, sounds, or even feels. So we're using our senses a bit when we think of adjectives like big, dirty, stinky, small, colorful, purple. These are all telling me what something looks like, sounds like, feels like, etc. So our adjectives are our describing words. We're going to make sure that we use our adjectives in our writing today, so I can paint a picture in my mind of what you are writing about. Our next type of word are our verbs. Our verbs are our action words, and we even have a little song. If you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. It's a verb. If you remember that song, you know that anytime you're looking for a verb or an action word in a sentence, you want to ask yourself, can I do it? If it's something that you can do, boys and girls, we know that it is a verb. So to recap, our adjectives are our describing words, and our verbs are our action words, things that we can do. Let's read some words together, and I want you to tell Miss Bardell, is it a describing word or an action word? All right, my friends, read the first one for me. Good, we know that one. Funny. Is funny a describing word or an action word? That's right. If you said describing word, you are correct. Funny describes a person, a place, or a thing. It's a describing word or an adjective. Good job. Let's read our next word. What does it say? That's right. Walk. Is walk a describing word or an action word? Let's ask ourselves our question. Can I do it? Yes, I can. If I can do something, I know that it's going to be an action word. Good job. An action word or a verb. Our last word, read it with me. Colorful. Thinking about the word colorful. Is that a describing word? Is its job to describe how something looks, sounds, feels, etc.? Or is it an action word? Is it something I can do? That's right. It's a describing word or an adjective. Good. Let's do a few more all together. Going to our next one. Let's clear our boxes. These are going to be a little bit different. Going to our next word. Read it to me. That's right. With the bossy E at the end, it does say ride. Ride. Is ride a describing word that tells me about something? Or is it an action word, a verb, something I can do? That's right, I can do it. I said, hey, brain, can I ride? And yes, I can. I can ride my bike. I can ride my car. I can ride a scooter. I can ride many things. I can do it. It's a verb. Very nice. My next word, good, grumpy. Read it in your grumpy voice. Grumpy. Is grumpy a describing word to tell me about something, or is it an action word? That's right, grumpy is a describing word. I can say that someone is grumpy, or I can put it in front of a noun, like to say the grumpy gator. Nice. Read my last one. Good, we know that word eat. Is eat a describing word or an action word? That's right, it's something we can all do. We know it's an action word or a verb. So using some of those describing words and action words, I wanted to spice up some pretty boring sentences. So let's look at my sentences. Read my pink sentence to me. The cat can sit. Kind of boring. So let's try and fix it. Let's put a describing word about my cat on this blue line. Give me a word that describes a cat. Good. I'm going to say the furry cat. The furry cat sits in the. Good. Let's add a detail. The furry cat sits in the house. Doesn't that sound better than the cat can sit? Now, Mike eats a plum. I know what he's eating. Give me 2 words to describe that plum. Let's plug them into our sentence to jazz it up. Good. I could use a color word, purple. Good. I'm going to flip those around. Mike eats a yummy purple plum. Doesn't that sound better than Mike eats a plum? Need some describing words to jazz it up. Read me my next one. I am in my yard. Miss Bordeaux plugged in an action word or a verb. I play in my. Good. Tell me about your yard. I'm going to say shady. My yard has a lot of shade. I can play back there for hours in my shady. I'm going to specify my backyard. Remember, it's always good to give more details. Very nice, boys and girls. Remember, when you're writing sentences today, every single sentence needs to have an adjective or a describing word inside, and every single sentence needs to have a verb or an action word inside. I cannot wait to read them. Good job, boys and girls.